Bada, bada, bada. Yes. Hello, everybody. Let me get my music turned down a little bit here. As joyful and happy as it is, we kind of don't need it on anymore because, well, WoW has its own music. And we'll see. We've had issues in the past, as you know, with background music being copyright claimed. So we'll see if that happens or not. I don't know. Could be interesting. We'll find out, I guess. So, okay, yes, today we're playing World of Warcraft. Give me a quick second to adjust my size of my settings here. Turn music back on, and graphics. Windowed. Let's try that size. Yeah, that should work well. Yeah. Yosh, that should work. Epic. Okay. There we go. Bow, bow, bow. So yes, today we're going to play World of Warcraft. This is only my second time doing an early stream, so you'll have to forgive me if I have a lot of yawns going on. I do have a great cup of coffee right next to me here, so that always helps, of course. Again, early stream, unofficially sponsored by Black Rifle Coffee Company. They make absolutely delicious coffee, especially their calf variety blend. Absolutely delicious, if you ask me. Now, if they happen to watch this by some miracle and want to officially sponsor me, I'm game, because I love their coffee, but that's never going to happen, so, you know. Anyways. So, we are playing in WoW a warrior. And I kind of modeled him sort of after Maji Jax. He's got the blue hair, bluish hair. And then his eyes are kind of that yellowish color. But he's a big buff warrior, so of course he needs a beard in my opinion, so, you know, hence the beard. He has quite a few heirlooms going on. So he's got 2 Swift-Handed Justices, which give you +6 haste, and heals you for 2% of your maximum health whenever you kill a target. That's pretty nice, because then you can just breeze through anything at early levels to grind higher. He has Polished Legs of Valor. Alliance Tabard, because, you know, represent. He's got 2 Reforged True Silver Champion Swords, because he's got the Titan's Grip he's running. Polished Breastplate of Valor. Sandstorm Cloak, which is hidden because, I don't know, I've played WoW since vanilla days, and there came a point where the cloaks just got annoying. They weren't cool anymore, they were just in the way. So, I usually hide them now. Then I have the Polished Spaulders of Valor. Those two occasionally, depending on the shoulders, sometimes I'll hide those two, but in this case, they look snazzy enough, so whatever. Minari Training Amulet, so I can get a little boost of speed if I need to, if I'm running somewhere. And then Polished Helm of Valor, which is as well hidden because, well, why make a pretty face like mine if you're going to hide it with a helm, right? If I have a really cool helm, I'll unhide it, but it's, you know, less often the case. Lots of titles I have here. Not my full list because, as you know, WoW likes to do it to you, where if you earn titles on other characters, they're supposed to transfer to new characters, but that doesn't always happen the way it's supposed to, so. I technically have a lot more titles on this account, but whatever. What you gonna do? But yes, level 17, or what? Oh, item level 17, haha. Level 16. We are a Fury Warrior. And I did that kind of new, well, I guess not new anymore technically, but first time I've deigned to even do it, that new starting area. We did that, and then we started off in Elwyn Forest, because I always liked the Elwyn Forest quest line, so we did that. And now we are... Oh. Yes, no, we're good, okay. Well, that's just bizarre. My Stream Deck on my phone says my microphone is muted still, but it's not, according to Streamlabs. So hopefully my microphone's not muted and you can actually hear me. That'd be great. Okay. That's a nice thing about playing a modern game like WoW is that switching between its window and your Streamlabs window is extremely easy. It doesn't care. It's like, okay, sure, go for it. Have fun. But yes, we are a warrior. So we pummel things with two-handed swords. That's how we do it. In terms of talents, I only have one slot for talent right now. Again, Fury, so you got Bloodthirst. You assault target, dealing 87 damage, restoring 3% of your health. That's handy. And Rage, and then Titan's Grip, which gives you the two-handed. You can do 2 one-handed as a warrior, however, and it gives you a little speed boost and a little damage boost, but the base statistics you get off of two-handed weapons are higher than one-handed, so Titan's Grip in the end edges out a little bit in terms of stat boosts from the weapons themselves. So, plus I like the look better. It's kind of cool, dual-wielding two-handed weapons. So, but yeah, Fury is basically the Berserker of WoW. Talent-wise, I know generally speaking, I've taken Sudden Death. You have a spontaneous chance to be able to use Execute without any requirements being met. Otherwise, Execute, you have to get the character's health, or the bad guy's health down to 20% before you can execute. That would just give you a random execute. That is pretty nice in like raid encounters and stuff like that. But for just blazing through lower levels, I kind of just want a War Machine because you get more rage, it can do more boom boom, but then on top of that, the big one for me was you get 8 seconds of 30% speed boost. So if your charge is on cooldown, then that helps you get to the other guy faster. Later on, we can take double time, I believe it is, yeah, which gives you an extra charge and then reduces the cooldown. And then you really, at that point, I'd probably switch this over to one of these two, probably Sudden Death. But yeah. And I already trigger Enrage quite a bit as it is, so I don't even know if fresh meat would be worth it. But I've played a lot of different classes in WoW over the years. Originally, I don't know how the sound levels are game compared to my voice, but originally I played as... Come here, birdie. I yell in your general direction. Originally I played, let's see, I started out playing as a hunter in vanilla days. Well, technically that's not true, I started out as a paladin. However, back in vanilla days, paladins, in my humble opinion, were really hard to spec correctly, and I did not know enough back then to spec them correctly, so he was this weird shield-wielding thing that was extremely slow, hit really softly, and I guess could take a little bit of a beating, but wasn't quite tanky enough to be called a tank. So yeah, I kind of screwed up with him. Eventually, as I was getting more and more frustrated with the game, eventually I decided, you know what, I'm going to make a warrior. And I did. And then the rest was history for many years after that. I mained a warrior. Dwarf warrior, to be precise. Comically, I dropped him at some point to make a mage, of all things. And I was actually a mage for many, 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 many years. That was my main of mains, I guess you could say, for the longest time. And I still have him to this day. He's last I knew he was max level. Eventually, just for kicks, one expansion, I don't remember which one, I was already max level, I was bored, so I'm like, you know what, I'm going to make a new hunter just for fun. So I did. And now that new hunter is actually my count's main. So he's got everything. He's also an engineer, so he has a lot of trinkets and doodads that he can use while hunting. In my opinion, being a hunter... So there's a hunter right there. In my opinion, being a hunter and having engineering is absolutely essential. It makes your life as a hunter so much easier. Granted, engineering is a pain in the butt to level, but the trinkets it gives you is really nice. A lot of professions in WoW are kind of lame, so we really can't use them much anymore. They're not really good for much of anything. If you'll notice in my lower right-hand corner, I took alchemy with this guy. The reason for alchemy is that I was looking for something that I could make myself that was useful to me personally, but then if for some reason I needed to level it and made a bunch of something, I could sell them pretty easily in the auction house. And alchemy fits that build pretty well, because everybody needs pots and potions, wants pots and potions. You found what appears to be the heart of a harvest watcher. From the sound being emitted by the device, you can tell that it's still fully functional. Perhaps you should return it to Farmer Saldine. Perhaps I shall. But yeah, so that's why I took Alchemy. I generally keep Alchemy to my magic casters because it just fits better with their story. But in this case, it just, yeah, I just decided that it was a better idea to give this guy something a little more useful. Plus, I've done most of the other professions already by this point. I did contemplate jewel crafting, but from what I've heard, jewel crafting is rather pointless. You get so many drops anyway, normally, that it just, yeah, it can't keep up with the drops. And that's how it is with most professions in WoW, is you can get, through the random dungeon finder, or even just in World Quest, you can get so many good drops already that your profession just can't keep up with those drops. If you raise your profession all the way, and you are towards the end game content, then yes, for sure, you can probably get some things that might help you somewhat, but yeah, for the most part, it's just beyond utility. Professions kind of became useless, unfortunately. Alchemy being maybe one of the few that are not. That's why everybody takes Alchemy nowadays, because A, herb picking is, relaxing. But then B, you have utility, and you also have sellability. So economically, it works. And hi, Mr. Red. How are you doing today? Yes, we're doing a early my time zone anyway stream again. Last Thursday we did it. It seemed to work pretty well. So now I'm doing it this Thursday, and I don't know, I might keep doing this. It's hard to wake up this early for me, but I have coffee, so, we make it work. But I decided I was tired enough today, I just wanted to play WoW, which I just recently started playing again. I hadn't played for probably about a year. But I had the hankering, the craving. Specifically, I wanted to make a warrior, because I always love the rushing around and berserking like crazy. It's kind of fun. So that's what we've been doing nowadays. It was basically between playing WoW and playing Skyrim, and I figured I'd played Skyrim so much on stream lately, I should probably play something a little different, so hence the WoW. I am doing good as well. Like I said, I could have used a bit more sleep, but, well, that's the life of a streamer for you. But otherwise, it's my weekend essentially. I work longer shifts, 4 days a week, and then 3 days a week I have off, so I get to enjoy the weekend and start it this way. I always love that skill. It's kind of pointless to use Whirlwind on just one enemy, but I always like it, so it's, I do it sometimes. As we're running around the main world here, or the main questing type area, it's not exactly essential for me to use every skill correctly, so. Kaboom. Okay, yeah, I want to come in here and pick an herb actually. So I have enough Gore-Tusk flanks. Ugh, I almost said flasks. Yes, I have picky flasks. Not what I meant. Okay, that is right in here. There we go. Here's an herb. Bruiseweed. Bum bum bum. Scotty, welcome to the stream. How is Scotty doing today? Yes, one of the reasons is, so you see I have this staunch hammer now, and I'm going to collect its appearance because I don't have it yet. So I'm going to bind it to myself. It's going to be pointless, but there you go. But this, for example, what I already have equipped is way better because they're heirlooms. And if you're not familiar with heirlooms in WoW basically means that you've played the game for probably way too long and you've collected... whoops, wrong button. And you've collected a whole ton of specialty armors and stuff like that and weapons, and so any new character you can equip them. They give you a boost to damage and everything. They're better than any in-game stuff you can get, until you're like higher level. But then they also give you a boost to experience that you get. So that is very nice because it helps you level quicker. So that part's nice, but then it also made all professions until you're like high level be basically pointless and useless. So yeah. And then you also get toys you can collect, which I have a ton of. Again, I've been playing a long time. And then you can collect pets as well. The molten corgi, he's so cute. And my favorite, technically, pet, which is Una. She's a ghost girl. She has quite the quest line that you have to do to get her all. She starts out very plain, and you get her, and you can get her all these little things. And eventually, if you finish the quest line, she's sparkly and has like flowers and a tiara in her hair. And you can't actually battle with her technically, but I just like her to follow me around because she's cute. And if you hug her, she hugs you back. Ha ha ha. Good Una, she's so cute. And the other thing is mounts. You can collect mounts in this game, and I have 137 mounts. Many of those are specialty ones, like this one. You have to complete a kind of, it makes you want to punch your computer screen kind of a thing, chain of puzzles and stuff to get this guy. And he's really pretty. This one was basically a reward for resubscribing, so not that big of a deal. This one you had to collect a few things for, and a lot of them are flight capable as well. Let's see. This one you turn into a dragon, and then people can actually ride on your back, which is very useful if you're trying to carry a lower level somewhere. This one's actually an alchemy made. You make called a sandstone potion, and if you drink it, then you get this mount, which is really a transformation. This one I have no idea where it came from. I just logged in here when I started back up, and suddenly it was there. But it's really pretty, so, you know, there you go. And this one was a pain in the butt to get as well, but this is part of a quest. Speaking of alchemy, this one, if you're writing it, you can actually pick flowers and herbs and stuff without getting out of them, and he also flies. So that's pretty nice. The most recent one I got here for resubscribing was When Low the River's Edge. And I will give you an example of what that looks like here. That's his summoning animation. And then you get this pretty tiger that like drips water and stuff. And this character can't fly currently because he's not high enough level yet. However, if you were to zoom out and hit your space bar, so it's like a jumping action, it kind of gives you an idea of what the wings look like. And does that animation, and then lands. I know this guy's probably going to attack me, but that's okay. Yep. Sadly, there's no mounted combat in this game. And I'm doing good, Scotty. I don't remember if I answered that or not. But thanks for asking. Hey, random person. Alyssa MK. Hi, Alyssa MK. Okay, so the mount I actually use most of the time right now, just because it cracks me up. The donkey. Oh, look how proper he is. Yes, it's a donkey. It cracks me up to use a donkey, so I use a donkey. So we're gonna go over here and do this one. Oh wait, I actually need to talk to Falmer. Wow, too much Skyrim. I told you, Falmer. See, no, Farmer of Saldine. I need to talk to him quick, so I can continue our Heart of the Watcher quest line here. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Trotty, trotty, trot. Alright, I need more coffee gulps. Thank you, brother. You've done Salma and I great service. And I promise that it won't be forgotten. I don't have much money, but you're welcome to what I have. I know 3 gold is quite a bit of money. Be careful. Back in vanilla days, you were like level 50 maybe before you got one gold even. It was crazy. And I mean real vanilla days, not the classic world that's out nowadays. That's not vanilla. Heart of the Watcher. Is that the heart of one of the Watchers? I've heard stories about using one of those to power up a Watcher for personal use. Of course, I'm really in no shape to try such things myself. Balmer Salty. Use the heart of the Watcher on Overlord Harvest Golem, and then use the Overloaded, not Overlord. Been thinking about the anime lately, so that's why. To kill 25 energized Harvest Reapers.
Go with honor, friend.
I've gone through these starting quests so often that I tend to just skip all the text. I'm trying not to, just for the sake of anybody who hasn't played WoW before. But if I do skip through it, I apologize. If you have any questions about what the quest text said, let me know. I can probably summarize by memory by now, as sad as that is. So let's trot on over this way. One thing I like about WoW that Classic actually, or Vanilla or whatever, did not have was this radar type thing up here. They had the actual radar itself, but it was fairly useless. It's just like a mini map. It didn't have any of these markings that tell you where to go to do stuff. There's actually an extension that was extremely popular for good reason. Oops, I need to actually go back over here and grab one of these unconscious ones. There's an extension or a mod or whatever for a long time that was very popular that did that for you and told you where to go for quests. And now we're one of these guys. So then WoW finally said, okay, fine, we'll implement it ourselves, and then they did. That's a pretty good implementation of it, I have to say. Let's punch some Watchers. Punchy.
I don't have a target.
Why do you need a target to punch? Whatever's in front of you is the target, good sir. But yes, something else. I kind of forgot what I was going to say now. Yeah, there's kind of a history in WoW of Blizzard randomly deciding that they're going to implement something because people were just sick and tired of having to use mods all the time. Of course, in some cases that wasn't the best idea, and we actually got things in the game that were too easy almost, so that it kind of lost some of its challenge. Like, this game is definitely not a challenge game to play at all. It's very much you're just going through the motions. It's got some good storylines, so there's that, I guess. But other than that, it's kind of... That's kind of, I guess, why I've taken a break for a year previously, just for that reason. Alrighty. Can I punch this guy? I can! Sweet, well, that's helpful. Although I can't loot him. I need to loot him, so... fine, I'll jump out. What? I still can't loot him? Well, that's interesting. Rawr! Come here, birdie. Alright, so we need... see, there's a druid. You can actually become a kitty cat if you want. Yeah, this game doesn't have a challenge left to it anymore. The real challenge is, I guess you could say later on, when you're in, like, max level and you got raids and stuff, and then if there's a new expansion, then sometimes there's some challenge depending on what they do with it. But very often there's not that much challenge. So I'm kind of glad they updated the animations to make it a little bit more fun to play, at least. So like these warrior animations are actually interesting now. They used to be very dull and boring. And the other nice part is you really don't need too strong of a computer to play this game. It used to be you needed a much stronger computer to make it look nice, but they kind of made the base graphics look pretty nice already. So, and I have my graphics settings pretty high in this game because I can handle it easily. Bum, bum, bum. Alright, so what did we level or something? I think we leveled. Ignore pain. Fight through the pain, ignoring 50% of damage taken up to 402 total. Ooh, nice. So that's my NyekoCraft skill, basically. Nice, okay. Put that there then. I also have a hamstring skill, so if someone tries to run away, I can hamstring them, so they can't go anywhere. I can pummel, so like if a mage is casting a spell, I can basically punch him, which interrupts spell casting. Kind of hilarious if you ask me. And then this one I just got with the Ignore Pain. It's kind of funny that it's called Ignore Pain, because ignoring pain does not actually ignore damage. You can maybe fight for longer, especially if you're a berserker, but you're still going to take damage. So it's kind of funny that they have that description, and it's supposed to actually ignore damage.
Well met.
It's alive.
Light bless you.
Yeah, streaming at this time on Thursdays is kind of in its test phase, I guess you could say. I'm not sure if I'm going to make this permanent yet or not. I'm still kind of testing to see how much interaction I get or not. If I'm getting more interaction at night, then I might just go back to at night again. My hopes in doing this was to catch a different crowd of viewers, basically, so I can kind of spread myself out amongst different time zones, but...
What can I do for you?
Take the Westfall stew to Hope Saldine.
See you
Alright.
around.
And we have... That was the other one, herb tracking and stuff like that. I actually don't remember if vanilla had herb tracking or not. I know it was implemented fairly quickly, if they didn't have it, but... Okay. Oh, and if you want to know what that thing that can pick herbs looks like. Big old mecha guy. And he does fly. Jets in his feet and fans. But since my character can't fly, that's what happens. And if you go underwater, the dome actually closes, so it becomes like a submarine. So it's pretty handy for herb picking. Otherwise it's kind of big and bulky and kind of gets in the way of your view, so... There's a lot of mounts that actually are like that. They're big and bulky and get in the way of seeing your character's moves and stuff, so... I tend to use... Ooh, herb over here. It's a little yellow or golden dot right there. I tend to use this kind of mount less, honestly, because of that reason. But, see, this is nice. Just pick the herb without dismounting. And since he can fly, it becomes even more useful. Otherwise, druids, their flight form, because they can get a flight form that flies around. Those flight forms, they can actually pick herbs from as well. And they can do it from enough of a height that you can pick herbs right in front of an enemy and they don't even notice you, so... So technically they are the prime herbalists of the game. And then flight points are a thing in WoW. It's kind of your fast travel ability.
Hey there.
So you can say, I need to ride, and you can go to any place that you've been before that you've clicked on the guy. So I have a couple already built out.
See you around.
Okay, and then that is like a beginner mount that you can use. That you can use even before you get the mount skill. That one I have interesting feelings about, because that one, it's nice when I have it, but at the same time it kind of broke WoW like a lot of things, and that it made the game too easy. Just like how they made you can mount at level 10 now. It used to be, for the longest time, it was level 20. You get your first mount skill, but it's a slow mount. And then at level 30, I think it's 30, you get your fast one. Originally, way back when, it was level 30, you get your first slow mount speed. And then at level 40, I want to say it is, you get your fast mount speed. But those 10 levels used to take a lot longer to complete too. And it used to cost gold that was hard to find and everything. And then you went to Burning Crusade, which introduced flying. I believe it was Burning Crusade expansion that introduced flying. Anyways, and that one was level 60, then you got to fly. But that one cost an arm and a leg, and there was a long time before I could actually afford to fly. And now it's super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Not to quote a, popular YouTuber or anything. How may I serve you? I could use a big, hot, steaming bowl of stew right now. Alright, so I have to use the Westfall stew on 20 homeless people. So she's supposed to be a friend to the homeless.
What can I do for you?
Let's see. Westfall Brigade, Heroes Call, Red Ridge. Slay a bunch of gnolls, I can do that.
See you later. King's honor, friend.
I decline that one because it takes you way out of the way and it's kind of annoying, so. Defensive Westfall, recover the gnoll attack orders.
Be careful.
Yosh, yosh. Donkey power. Sometimes you just need some donkey power, I helped sir. He tried to run away. Ha! I have extra reach because Titan's grip, two-handed swords. Yeah. Rawr. Oh, this guy's actually taking some hits. Which is funny considering he's supposed to be a clothy, but That's another thing in WoW that you'll find is, the whole concept of a cloth-wearing glass cannon? Yeah, WoW doesn't really know what that is anymore. Nowadays, WoW basically treats every class exactly the same, regardless. And you have mages that can take about as much damage as like a plate-wearing glass through certain damage mitigation, stuff like that. And then where it used to be that mages excelled at like nuking and stuff like that, nope, they don't really do that anymore. You can kind of cast nuke type spells, but they don't do enough damage to really count because everybody else does the same amount of damage. So that's kind of where that whole equality thing dies. It's, you have classes that used to specialize, and they no longer can because of trying to even everything out. Or I'm sorry, I think they call it balancing. Class balancing is their official term for it. Kill the gnolls. Gone. Alright, gnolls dead. So I think all I have left to do right now is feed the hungry, so we'll get on that. But yeah, I remember back when mages were glass cannons and you could take like maybe 2 hits and you were dead. But you were also very valuable because you could nuke. And then on top of that, mages were your main form of transportation most of the time because they didn't have portal hubs and stuff like they do nowadays. So you'd actually, as a mage, you'd pay for special materials to be able to make portals. You'd make the portals, you'd sell them to people, and it was actually a great way to make money as a mage. Selling transportation. It was nice. Kiki! I saw you redeem. Yeah, you. Actually saw it right away. So I will hydrate, but I'm going to hydrate with coffee, because coffee's epic. Ah. Tasty. Thank you for the hydrate, Geeky. The more caffeine I have, the happier I am, so, Whoops, this might be too far away. I wasn't paying attention. Okay, I got him. I wasn't paying attention at all. Okay, good. We should be able to catch at least 2 people, maybe, unless I have it too far away. Yeah, I have it too far away. As SpongeBob would say, tartar sauce. Yes, I'm hip and cool enough to know about SpongeBob. Although I suppose nowadays the Patrick Show is more the hip and cool one, right? Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. It's okay, these are the real crowds that you want to hit anyway. You know, it's kind of funny because you have the town guards being basically totally screwed, essentially. And you have the people throwing stuff at them and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, we see that around the world pretty often nowadays. There you go, have some stew. But yes, I'm very pleased with this whole... You're not here. Yes, you are. Curious about something. Hold on a second. We might have a... Let me try something here quick. I think that Twitch chat is not coming through again. So it's a good thing I have it up on the side. Yeah, Twitch chat is being stupid, not coming in again. Lovely. This is where this whole multi-stream thing, it kind of fails. I have more issues with chat than anything, I tell you what. But anyway, okay, so that's the thing. Good to know, good to know, good to know. So I'm guessing that means that my chat box doesn't have it coming through either. Let me see. Yeah, pretty sure my chat box doesn't have it coming through either then. Well, that's annoying. Well, at least now I know how to fix it, so I'll have to fix it some at a later point. But at least I have Twitch chat up on the side. My old iMac has actually been extremely useful for that. So I can keep in touch with my channel redeems and other assorted things. Off to the side. So instead of using a second monitor and taxing my computer more while I'm streaming, I just use a second computer. Hey! What do they call that? There's a term. I think it's a New York style reload. I think they call it. Where in New York you have, if you have 2 guns, you instead of reloading the gun you just used, I think it was like a holdover from the mob days, but instead of using the same gun reloading it, you just pull out a second gun. It's kind of what I do with my computers. Instead of using the same computer but a second screen, I pull out a second computer. Haha. Plus the screen on my iMac is way nicer than the one on my PC anyway, so. I've thought about trying to do a test stream for my iMac just for fun, to see if I could. But I don't really have many games that run on my iMac just because it's so old. Like Steam has plenty of games that run on Mac, but they do not have many games that run on Mac that run on a Mac that's old. So that's where I run into problems. No attack orders.
Go with honor, friend.
You need something?
Like I said, I'm just jumping through these.
Be careful.
Because I'm basically,
See you around.
Well met.
I've done Red Ridge Mountain quest
For the
line
Alliance.
too many times. Saying Red Ridge when I'm tired like this is interesting too. I'll name my characters Core Jax. Jax because, well, Maji Jax, and then Core because I didn't want to name him Maji Jax specifically, since he's a warrior and stuff. And I have history with KOR being in my character names, so that's why. So it's kind of a hybrid melding of both, I guess you could say. Okay. Ooh, Agent Kiernan. I like Agent Kiernan. Let's see. So it's gonna be over there, right? Yes. Yep. And then over there. Okay. I know what I'm doing, I promise. You know, the shocking part is I actually have decent latency today. I was playing the other, or like the first day I played after I resubscribed for the first time in a year. I was going from red to yellow to green to red to yellow to green, and latency was horrible. And you'd press a button and like 5 seconds later it would actually do something. It was pretty sad. It kind of reminded me the reason why I stopped playing online games most of the time. Because of the latency spikes. At the very least, that'll be solved fairly quickly. Or fairly soon, I should say. It was confirmed that my Starlink kit is coming. It shipped and everything, and it actually should get here by Saturday, I think it was. If you're not familiar with Starlink, it's Elon Musk's basically internet company. SpaceX has been launching satellites to run it for quite some time now. And there are a lot of people that are not happy about more satellites being in space, but for us rural folk that don't really have any source of internet, like literally, it's pretty much a godsend, so we're definitely happy with it. But I do have a couple of places I can mount it outside and everything. So once I get the kit, we should be jumping from 20 megs a second with really bad latency spikes to probably like 200 plus megs a second with really low latency. So it'll definitely be a huge improvement. And if that works really well, I might play more online games on stream as well, because I've been kind of avoiding those lately because of latency spikes. As it is, my internet needs all the help I can get from uploading live streams, so don't want to tax it even more. Die, you. Die, you scummy bandit. Kaboom. This is what I like about a warrior, is if you're playing in areas you're supposed to be playing in, there's a Shadow Priest. If you're playing in areas you're supposed to play in, you can pretty much just bounce from, my rage bar is pretty high too, you can just bounce from bad guy to bad guy, and you can just not have any rest and just fight until you finish your quest, so it makes it go a lot faster. This guy is, of course, this guy is, of course, a little harder to kill because he's supposed to be the quest chain boss, essentially. Notice how my health barely went down while fighting him? Yeah, that's not normal. Even with heirlooms, there's supposed to be some challenge, and he's just no challenge whatsoever.
I'm out of range.
Welcome to modern day WoW. Go. Punch the mage in the face. Stop spellcasting. Haha. Oh, but yeah, back to the whole Twitch chat issues and stuff like that. In order to have something that goes to Twitch and also YT, and I call it YT for TOS reasons, but in order to have to go to both, I actually have to pay a monthly fee to Streamlabs, and right now money is kind of at a premium, so I'm very heavily contemplating dropping that subscription, which means I would only be able to stream to one platform at a time. And I get a lot more interaction and a lot more chat during live streams on Twitch. So, plus I'm affiliated on Twitch already, whereas YT, it would take me a very long time to do anything else. So, I may in the future drop my YT live streams in favor of Twitch. We'll see. That's not to say I would stop content uploads from YT. I would definitely still content upload. But it would be after the fact, it wouldn't be live.
It's too far away.
Then hopefully I wouldn't have Twitch chat issues anymore. Because I'd be focused just on one of them. Doop, 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 doop. Okay, so I have all these guys. Now I just need to find Agent Kiernan. And I know exactly where she is because I've done this quest too many times. Oh, I want this herb though. So we'll have to attack this guy, plus everybody else is following me. Oh, my one's gonna follow me, okay. Taskmaster, right? Oh, I thought maybe he was a rare. Well, that's the other thing. So, different characters in WoW, different NPCs, enemy NPCs, depending on what kind of experience level they have. So most of them just have the basic frame like you see here. Some of them have like a silver dragon wrapped around. Those are supposed to be rare mobs that when they spawn they drop extra loot kind of a thing, and you get more experience. The problem with that is nowadays they are not rare anymore in WoW.
Hey there.
They respawn very quickly, and they're everywhere, so it's kind of stupid. And then golden dragon ones are elites essentially. So there's another herb over here. It's very addicting picking herbs in WoW, I have to say. And I would say it's the same about any gathering skill in WoW. However, once you do mining in Skyrim, mining in WoW seems kind of lame. So, okay, so we're supposed to go in here and then drink the potion. I remember when I first played this, I tried to take out these guys. Yeah, see, they're golden dragons, so it's supposed to be ultra hard. The funny thing is, I could probably take them out as this warrior if I wanted to. There just wouldn't be much point. Am I actually see-through or not? Potion of Shrouding. Okay, yes, I am. I thought at first it failed because that guy struck me in the back like right around the time I drank it. But no, I'm good apparently, so we're good. Oh, I just realized. I bet I know why Twitch chat's not working. Ah ha ha ha, I get it. Okay. That'd be my fault. So, recently, if you might have seen, I actually changed my Twitch designation to end in VT, so I'm MajiJax VT for VTuber, whereas I used to be MajiJax EN. The problem with that was every time I was in somebody else's stream or they would chat with me or whatever, it would look like my name was Maji_Jackson, and I'm not Jackson, I'm MajiJax, EN for English. But that mistake got made so many times it kind of became a peeve of mine, so I guess sort of rebranded, I guess, not really, but to MajiJax VT, and I tried to do that across platforms. On YouTube it's not, because it never was. I never had that EN issue on YouTube, so. But otherwise everywhere else is VT, so I'm guessing because I changed that, that's why Twitch is having a conniption with chat, which actually kind of surprises me that it's even streaming normally and okay and everything. Let me just make sure it actually is. I should probably do that, huh? Yep, it is. Okay, good. Good. But yes, I'm very glad that I have everything up here so I can see it easily. That makes life much easier. Ah, what just happened? Sheesh, there we go. Oh, and I should thank my recent followers here too. I try to do that each stream. So let's see. Oh, and by the way, channel rewards can be hilarious. One of the last streams I did. Oh, no sneaking. Oh, wow. Okay, hey Juzo, if you happen to see, so Juzo VT is one of the guys who hops in my streams pretty often. If you happen to see this stream, I apologize that apparently I missed your ban in-game action, unless you did that when I was off stream. I don't remember if I did it during that stream or not, so feel free to call me out if I missed that one on stream. I don't recall, that was 5 days ago. But Mikami Suna followed me 5 days ago. Thank you for that. Star Space followed me. Thank you for that. Erebus VT, or Erebus _ VT followed me. Thank you very much, Erebus. Nami SHV, Nami Shva, I don't know how to pronounce that. But Nami, thank you very much for the follow. Mitsuda Madoi, thank you for the follow. Strawbiz, thank you for the follow. And then those are the recent ones here. I try to call out my new followers on stream as much as I can. If I don't get to it, I'll get to it you eventually. And if I totally miss you somehow, let me know, because that shouldn't be happening. Oh, nice. Sorry, I got distracted. My trash pickup service said that they're delayed. So I'm kind of surprised they even told me. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. So let's get back to it here. Boop. Okay. Back to the actual thing called gaming. So okay. So you guys were privy, I think, to that conversation, maybe or maybe not. I think we actually got the tail end because that other character, and then that marked the quest completed, even though we technically didn't hear any of that conversation, but whatever. Falling. That was always fun as a mage too, and maybe I'll play my mage someday on stream, but he's like max level, so it'd be a totally different experience than playing this guy. But yes, they have a skill called Slowfall, which makes it kind of entertaining because you like float down slowly, so you can sometimes get to places that you're not meant to go by jumping from other higher places and floating down.
Can I help you?
There were a lot of people that discovered zones that were not due to be discovered until the next expansion because they did stuff like that way back when. Nowadays, they're a lot smarter, Blizzard is, with how they restrict those zones, but nowadays, each expansion, they basically just add an island to the ocean. Ah, coffee. So tasty.
Farewell.
Alright, report my findings to Gryan's Stoutmantle. Alright, so WoW map, world, there we go. So you have Shadowlands, different world. Outland, different world. Draenor, different world. Draenor was like the biggest flop expansion that could have been epic. I mean, they had everything built to the point where it could have been an awesome expansion. They totally biffed it because of rushing it and cutting parts of the story out, so it was just a giant mess, and yeah, people kind of hated it. You had to build your own keep and castle and stuff, so that actually made it pretty cool, but again, they biffed it, so. Azeroth is our actual planet that we live on. We have Eastern Kingdoms, that's where the Human Kingdom, Dwarven Kingdom, and the Undead Kingdom at the very top are. Kul Tiras is one of the more recent expansions. It's kind of a ocean-faring Navy type area. Broken Isles. That is where expansion Legion takes place. Zandalar, that's actually part of the Kul Tiras quest chain. So those two kind of go together. Expansion, I should say. Pandaria, probably one of my favorite expansions. It's shrouded in controversy because there are a lot of people who hated it because you got big fat cartoony pandas. There are people who thought it was very entertaining and very personable, and the stories are really good, and they did a really good job with storylines and stuff in Pandaria. So, plus it's just a beautiful area to quest in. So that area is pretty awesome. Yeah, okay. My Twitch on my iMac just kind of blinked on me. So I want to make sure it was fine. Alright, Northrend is the Lich King expansion. So you had Vanilla, you had Burning Crusade. That was the first expansion, technically. Second expansion was Wrath of the Lich King. By far, my favorite expansion and time during this game ever. I absolutely loved that expansion. That's when they brought in the random dungeon finder, so you didn't have to like actually gather a group of people to go to dungeon. You can just do it remotely, I guess you could say. But they did it correctly, where it still wasn't easy, and the dungeons were still hard. But you could gather a random group of people if you wanted to, and many of the times you died because this random people didn't know how to work together. But there it was. And then Kalimdor is the other main island that's been around. So Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor have been around since vanilla. Kalimdor, in the south you have the Orcs and the Tauren. That's on the Horde side. And then you have the Trolls as well, but the Trolls and the Orcs kind of go together. And then you have, on the north side of Kalimdor, you have the Night Elves. Or at least you did until, storyline, blew part of it up, but... and then you also have the Draenor. And sorry, on the very northern tip of Eastern Kingdoms, you have the Blood Elves as well. I forgot about them. Most people forget about them because their storyline is just stupid, and most people don't even like it. Most people play Blood Elves because they look like elves, the nice, pretty, whatever. But the actual storyline and at least on the male side, the voices and stuff are really stupid. So, yeah, so that's Azeroth for you. Anyways, continuation. And I was dumb and did not bind my Hearthstone, so I'm going to have to run back. Otherwise, you can go to an inn and you can bind your Hearthstone to that inn, so you can just click that and it basically fast travels you back to the inn. But I can't do that because, well, reasons. But yes, if you're watching on the YT side of things, if you head over to Twitch, I actually have channel redeem rewards and all kinds of stuff. I'm an affiliate there. So you can just follow my channel there if you want, or you can full-on subscribe if you want to support me monthly. Or even for 1 month for that matter. You can also, if you just watch, you accrue channel reward points, which you can spend on certain channel rewards, like, you didn't see it because my Twitch chat's broken. But Geeky Misfits, one of the people I follow, she's awesome by the way, on Twitch, she popped in and redeemed 150 channel points for a hydrate, which basically you're, I say forcing, but I mean, I like water and coffee, so it's not really forced, but it makes the streamer rehydrate, because a lot of streamers have a bad habit of getting into their stream and forgetting to drink anything or eat anything, so kind of helps the streamer. There's also some fun sound effects you can do if you earn channel points, and the way you earn them is simply by watching, so you don't really have to do anything crazy. There are a few fun ones, like on one of my last streams, I was playing a roguish archer type person, and someone redeemed ban an in-game action, and then they could comment what they wanted banned, and what they banned on me was they banned my use of a bow. And then that ban lasts 5 minutes, so I could not use a bow for 5 minutes while I'm an archer, so I had to switch to swords, dual swords, and that was interesting, but so yeah, that kind of thing you can do. If you earn a lot of channel points, I think I have such like 5,000 or something, because I really don't want to do it, but I don't care that much, I guess. You can make me say things as well, so specifically the aura that people like. I on purpose said it really badly, in case you're wondering. Yeah, that's another thing that changed. So trainers used to be a big part of this game, and actually, let me give you a close-up. Nice robe there, lady. But they actually have animations when they talk. They used to not, but trainers used to be an integral part. You'd have to come and talk to them to learn your new skills and all that kind of stuff, and now you just automatically get them. It kind of, I don't know. It makes it kind of pointless if you ask me, but yeah, they tried to go backwards a little bit and make things a little bit more like it used to be by having these two, the main warrior branch, skill branch, and then the fury, which is your specialty. It didn't really do much. They're trying to backtrack on some bad mistakes they made early on, which is why every single expansion, they ban flying basically until you're able to finish the expansion, essentially. And it used to be they actually gave you a good excuse for that. Now they just do it because they don't care. They don't want you finishing their expansion too quickly. They're very good at time gating, is what I call it. That was the other part of the reason that I stopped playing for about a year, because I was kind of sick and tired of their time gating strategies for the game. It drove me crazy. It's like, stop it. Just let me buy the game and play it. Another game we haven't played for a while, and that was due to I was having some glitchiness with my processor crying, basically, and stuff. Is I played, when I first started streaming, I played Guild Wars a few times. I haven't done that since, unfortunately. Once I get better internet, I do plan to download Guild Wars and play that more on stream, so, because that is a game I quite enjoy as well.
Light be with you.
Who is this shadowy figure? Well, I could tell you,
Light
but...
bless you.
To Moonbrook.
Can I help you? Have a good one.
Decline. Alrighty. Let's see, can I don't think I can fly there. I think I have to run there first,
Need
right?
something?
Yeah,
Have
I
a
do.
good one.
Okay. Donkey damage. But even that doesn't do that much damage. Like Skyrim, if you jump off of a high area, I mean, you get damaged good and can die. Although I think a heavy armor tree has a special perk you can grab that actually blunts that damage, which is helpful. During the Burning Legion expansion in WoW, which was like, what, 2 expansions ago now? Time flies, I tell you. It felt like yesterday. That was like one of the better expansions they've done in a long time. Everybody loved that expansion. But during that one, if you were a subtlety rogue, you could take a skill that would basically give you no falling damage. So since they banned flying, what you could do is you could jump from really high places, and if you aimed correctly, you could get to exactly where you wanted to go, even though flying was banned. So a couple of times I used that when jumping off a mountaintop. And then you land and no damage. They fixed that after that expansion, where you still get damage now. It's blunted damage, so you don't get as much, but you still do get damaged.
Be careful.
The other thing they tend to do is if something's really popular with one character, they decide that, okay, we're going to do versions of it on all characters. Which is really stupid, because then the uniqueness of that one character class is just no longer present. So that's kind of the society we're in nowadays, though. It's like uniqueness is a bad thing, I think. Most of my good friends tend to be unique individuals. 6 red bandanas, I can do that. That's charge. I like charge. Mysterious propaganda. We don't know about propaganda nowadays at all, do we? No. I swear I try not to get political on the stream, but sometimes things in game just remind you a little bit too much of the real world. So you can't help yourself. Use my amulets, I walk faster. It damages me 10% health, but this guy's tough, it doesn't really matter to him. One thing I appreciate that they kept in this game the entire time is if they hit you in the back, it does more damage than in the front. And your chance to block and everything is obviously gone, so that's nice. That's a little bit of realism re-added back into the game. So that part of things is definitely appreciated. They used to have it where, kind of like in Genshin, where you have different elements that react to each other differently. Like if you have an ice monster in Genshin Impact and you try to do ice damage, it's going to take you a very long time to kill it, if at all. In WoW, they used to have something similar originally, where if you were against a fire monster, you basically had to have anything other than fire damage, and then opposite element would do extra damage. Makes logical sense, right? So that was, I think that was the first game anyway that really took that concept and ran with it. Was WoW. But I will say Genshin has improved on that because they do the elemental reactions now too, where if you do an opposite element, you can have a reaction that causes more damage, explosions and stuff, so that part's cool. I swear I feel like I keep missing stuff on Twitch or something because I'm getting like it like refreshes my activity feed on Twitch, and so it blinks and it makes me think that, oh, what did I miss? Well, nothing apparently. Let's see, issue of Moonbrook Times. Where is the second one? I forget now. I used to know exactly where all these were, but I kind of forgot. Oh, on the floor there, okay. I guess I did not totally forget then. Oh, so for my viewers that like when I play Skyrim all the time, which are gonna do it way too often. I almost did today, honestly, but I did find I know I've been playing my Rogue Archer guy on Fridays quite often. Oh, by the way, this is a pet battle. I actually didn't mean to do this, but I'll show you what it's like. Let's see. Let's do a super bark. You hurt my puppy. And you can throw a trap to catch it, and you can kind of increase your pet combat that way. I don't do pet combat much. I don't know, I've always found it kind of pointless and annoying, and just kind of a waste of time. But other people absolutely love it, so, you know, that's totally kudos on them. That's personal preference right there. So basically, if you like Pokemon and collecting them, you can play this game and just collect battle pets. They don't help you with actual combat, they just help in pet battles, so.
King's honor, friend.
Propaganda, yes, here's all the propaganda.
The Alliance.
Boom, next level. Okay, what did I get? Rampage. Unleash a series of 4 brutal strikes. Okay, nice. Nice. And that's instant, costs 80 rage, eh? So, how do I want to swap that out? Generates. I really have nothing that's using rage right now necessarily. So it'd probably be good to put. Let's move the victory rush to number 6 maybe. Actually, I might just get rid of slam altogether. And we'll put victory rush as number 8. I'm used to number 8 being like an additional attack, so we'll see how that works. We might need to move our buttons around a little bit more, but okie dokie then. So, what am I doing again? Oh yes. Let's dance, shall we? We'll dance while she's talking. Bye, Scotty. Thanks for popping by. Well, sadly, my coffee is gone, so I'll have to switch to water. But I have water. I try to be prepared, you know. I know nobody prompted this, but I'm gonna stretch anyway because feels lovely. Here we go. Nice stretchy stretch. Sadly, you cannot skip by this part, but I love how instead of holding it, it's like stuck through her hand pretty much. As good as Blizzard does with animations and stuff in this game, they kind of fail sometimes. So, you know, what you're gonna do. Oh, and if anybody follows me on Twitter, you probably saw a recent post where I was playing with a different face recognition and whatever software that made my avatar look a little different. I thought about using it for today's stream, but I was running pretty down to the wire in terms of having time to set stuff up, and I didn't want to mess around and be extremely late because I wasn't had time to anyway. So I decided just to use VC Face like I normally have.
What can I do for you?
But I hope to on future streams use that other app just because it allows for like dance moves and stuff like that, which is pretty cool and entertaining. So
Go with honor, friend.
there's a chamois. Ooh, we're gonna get a cutscene eventually here.
Each day is a blessing.
Yes. Perhaps I could be of some assistance. When I was in Northrend, I helped the people of Valgard uncover some of the mysteries of the Vrykul by delving into the spirit world. Perhaps the same could be done here. Which is funny because he's only level 18, so that's one of the things that they did too is any area you go into goes to the level that you are, which if you're trying to help someone through like a low level area, that becomes really annoying. Because you just want to help them and power level them, and you can't now because of that. It's obnoxious. They also did a level squish, so it used to be I think max level was like, I want to say 1 something at one point. Something like that. Anyway, it was a lot higher, and they did a squish to it now, so it's lower. And every time they do that, they mess up a lot of the your proficiency against fighting other things, and they don't balance it correctly, so it's kind of obnoxious. But anyway, so I need to enter the hideout and place the incense so I can have my vision. Although we're not technically entering their hideout because their hideout is right here inside this house. We're actually going down below it, but do we have enough rage to test our new skill? No, apparently not. Oh, now, oh, that's what that one does. That's right, 80 rage. Okay, so now I'm gonna switch these back around. There we go. Ah, I remember that skill now. It butt kicks pretty heavily, but you need a lot of rage. I should probably change. You can have this your health and rage bar be percentages or numbers. For other characters that I've messed with, sometimes percentages are better. For some, it's actually numbers that are better. I may need to change this back to numbers so I can pay attention to how much rage I have better. We will see. I mean, it does blink the button at you, so... Like I said, this is MMORPG easy mode, basically, is what WoW is. So I did that, so it's faster, but now I don't know where to go. Oh, this way. You can be a werewolf too, by the way, as that guy proves. Okay, this way is... Yeah, it used to be as well, if I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but I believe you used to actually have to fight things in this mine too. It wasn't full of hobos. Like it is now. Aw, she's a cute little orphan. Look at her. I'm gonna adopt her. So I like how you can adopt kids in Skyrim. Although you have a limit to how many kids you can adopt, which is kind of sad, but... I know why they did it. You can't adopt every kid. If you could, there'd be no more orphans in the world. Because you'd have people with like 50 kids. Alright, so we just need to hop inside here. So that portal basically leads to a dungeon where you'd normally need more people. So the Dead Mines is the dungeon. We don't need to actually do the dungeon though because we're doing the vision. And this is kind of sort of a cutscene-ish. WoW has a lot of pseudo cutscenes that save them time in development by just having things acted out in the actual game itself versus doing like an actual video. So in the past, you would do this dungeon, you'd get to the ship, and then those guys to the right here are actually trying to simulate what your party would be, and then Van Cleef, he's the guy you actually defeated. So this is
Lapdogs, all of you.
very literally a simulation of what you went through
Fools. Our cause
in the
is
past
righteous.
expansions.
The Brotherhood shake the blade.
Except the actual fight took way longer than that, it just took them, so. This part is kind of sad, I have to admit. And in reality, the story behind this, that Edwin Van Cleef guy got totally screwed, so I don't really blame him for turning to making a bandit company or whatever. See what I mean? Sad. But yeah, basically the backstory is he was one of the masonry, like the heads of the masonry department, I guess you call it, that worked on building Stormwind City. And eventually, when time came to recognize and pay or whatever, he totally got screwed. And his workers got screwed. So because of that, he's like, okay, enough of this. And started his whole banditry thing, which made the outlying towns not really safe anymore. And so that's why you have all these hobos and stuff like that. Because they can't live outside of the city anymore because of all the bandits and stuff. So it's kind of funny because in a way he's sticking it to the man, if you will, but he's actually also the cause then of all the hobos and everything else that are homeless now. So it's like vengeance, yes, but he's caused way more damage than what he's trying to solve. As is many times the case when you have people turning to violence against authority. Sometimes it's warranted, for sure. But you gotta do it in the right way. You can't you can't just indiscriminately kill civilians and and raid their houses and kick them out and stuff like that. That doesn't work so well. It's kind of a bad idea. So now we just run back. Where we need to go turn this in does not have an inn, so. Bum bum bum. One of the nice things about warriors, hunters, rogues, some of those classes is you can attack right away. You don't have to sit there and cast and warm up or anything like that, like a magic caster does. There's some magic casters that have ways around that, but it's one of the things that had me stop playing my mage for the longest time. Was exactly because of that problem, and I still didn't set my inn location there.
Hello.
Whoops. Sentinel Hill, there we go.
Safe travel.
But yeah, so with warrior, like say you're picking an herb and something attacks you, well you can immediately react, kill them really fast, and then go back to picking your herb. As a mage, you have to queue up all your skills and get some spells cast, and eventually you can finally kill them. It just takes a lot longer. It's annoying, that reaction time. Some other magic users, like warlocks, they have things that are summoned, so it's a little bit easier. Sometimes those summoned things can take care of them for you. Same with a hunter. But yeah.
King's honor, friend. Be careful.
So, sort of a cutscene-ish, I guess. I don't like this. Stay alert. She turns into a hottie here. In case you were wondering.
Need
That's what I
help?
mean. It's like, hello. Got butt cheeks sticking out. It's kind of funny. Huh, interesting. It used to be that she would actually knock you out too, like that, like there. But apparently, she doesn't. It also used to be that you could hide on the top of the keep there, or like top of these walls. And then you would miss getting knocked out and bound and everything, and you could just stand here and chuckle at them. Let's see all the assassins, rogues, whatever you want to call them. Blackguard. I read in a book recently where they were talking about situations like this where you have the little metal balls on a frame, and you pick up one, you let it go, and it bops the one on the other side of the metal balls and goes back and forth, back and forth. I don't remember what you call that anymore, but they're comparing it to like if you do an act of violence against somebody or an entity, usually it comes back around and bops you again, and that's kind of what this is here. It's like Stormwind screwed over her dad. Her dad came back and screwed everybody else. And Stormwind came back and killed her dad. So now she's go back and going the other way again. And it's just a back and forth game continuously. Just because instead of actually fixing the problem, they're just like at each other's throats instead. So it would help a lot if they actually tried to fix the problem. But, you know. When have we as a society ever been good at fixing problems? We're better at causing them, much better. Alright, so now we fly to Stormwind here. Ooh, 1 minute, I get to take my pre-workout, sweet. Actually, we might wait until a quarter after. As with last time, usually on Thursdays I do a workout fairly quickly after I wake up. But with trying to squeeze these streams in on Thursdays, I don't do my workout first. So I have a cup of coffee, do the stream, and then after the stream, pretty much immediately, sometimes I'll have a little bit of food quick first, but otherwise after the stream then I go ahead and do my workout. So. But if you know anything about workouts, specifically weightlifting like I do, most people, myself included, take a pre-workout, which has a lot of benefits. Some people just take it for the caffeine. I actually take it for all the other benefits it gives you. But anyways, you're supposed to do that 20 to 30 minutes before your workout. So I pre-mix everything so that during the stream I can just really quickly chug. And then by the time I'm done with the stream, I can do the workout. So. But I know that I want to have a little bit of food before that, so I'm actually going to wait until 4:15 my time. So 15 more minutes before I actually chug it, so then it kind of hits at the right time and I can take full benefit of that pre-workout. Hello,
Well met.
Mr. Card. So we are going to hand this in. Where's High Admiral? We're going to hand this in, and then I'm very tempted to play one of my other characters really quick, just for the last little bit of the stream here. Because we only have about half hour left on the stream before I have to get going. So I think for that half hour I might actually play one of my Stormwind Love Boat. Oh, that's right, because it's Valentine's events. They do have in-city and in-game events quite often too in WoW. See, and then there are little inconsistencies like this. Like they likely moved this over at one point to make the canal a little bigger, and they didn't bother to move any buildings or anything. So now the building is sticking out onto the path here. So for all the things they do right, they have some interesting design glitchinesses that they decide to leave in place too, which is kind of bizarre, but oh well. now we are getting to Stormwind City Keep, basically, where the king is. The waterfall thing is kind of cool. There are some elements to the story in this game that also don't make very much sense because they decided to take it a different direction than what the story really allowed for. So there are a lot of plot holes, but if you don't mind that, you do what you gotta do. But anyways, after we hand this in, I might actually go play one of my higher level characters quick. I mentioned Warlock earlier, and now I kind of want to summon a bunch of demons, so might try that here next
Need
quick
help?
for the last half hour of the stream. Rise of the Brotherhood. See, and this is where, again, setting my Hearthstone point, which I forgot again. Would have been great. King's Command. Yeah, we want to decline that one because that's the other thing is you can basically jump your story to any of the expansions that have come out except for the latest one. But then you end up being at low level with not out of all of your skills, playing in a high level area that they level shrunk it to your level, but it still doesn't work out that well, honestly. That's one of those kind of lazy implementations I was talking about. Okay, there we go. Now we can take our donkey again. And we're going to turn it in Sentinel Hill. And then we will, like I said, swap characters really quick. I think that's my plan. I don't know, we'll find out. Like I said, I wasn't even playing WoW on stream today, but it just kind of, I woke up so tired and sleepy and everything that I thought, you know what, a game that doesn't take much effort on my part is probably going to be my best bet for the stream. And so I did this. Plus it plays extremely nicely with resizing windows and all that kind of stuff, so. One game I haven't played in a while that I could have played today, I suppose, is Minecraft. Which is kind of sad, because I do like Minecraft a lot, so. One of these days I need to play that one again.
Greetings.
Greetings, Earthling.
Light flesh.
Alright, Sentinel Hill. Back to him to turn in the quest. Meanwhile, more water. Ah. Ah. Is it nap time yet, ladies and gentlemen? Because nap time is awesome time. I'm also looking, and it looks like we actually have 95 followers on Twitch currently. That's pretty epic. My follower count on Twitter is over 1,000 now, by the way, which is absolutely awesome. Thank you to everybody who's followed. I'm more than happy to interact with you in any way, including direct messages, DMs. So feel free to send me a message anytime, or comment, or whatever, and I love interacting with you guys. But then, generally speaking, YouTube and Twitch have kind of lagged behind that number by quite a bit. So Twitch is up to 95 followers now, and I think it'll be absolutely epic someday when we hit 100. Yeah, day's coming. YouTube has lagged behind Twitch by quite a bit. That's kind of one of the reasons why I'm contemplating just kind of focusing more on Twitch, but I guess we'll see.
Light be with you.
Return to Sentinel Hill.
Be careful.
No, I actually do not want to go to Red Ridge,
For the Alliance.
because that quest area is kind of annoying, if you ask me. No,
For the
okay.
Alliance.
I don't know. Maybe we'll finish out the stream with this guy, because we only have like 25 minutes left anyway, so. I know exactly where I'm going. We are actually going to go to Duskwood. Probably one of my favorite questing areas, and you'll see why when we get there. If you've played WoW before, you already know why. But yeah, see the Defias Brotherhood is now torching the area, so escalated quickly. One thing that WoW does really, really well that I really haven't seen in other games is they're very, very good at phasing in and out like local instances, basically. So you have, like there when we walked out of the city, and out here it just kind of phased instead of having load time and everything. They've been pretty good at that. Usually the only time you have load time in WoW is if you're switching, like you're teleporting, so you're switching zones. Or if you are loading into a dungeon, then there might be a little bit of load time, but for the most part, you really don't have much load time. So, bright, sunny, and then we go in here. Dark, mysterious, my kind of area. This is the kind of area I always like playing in. I mean, I like the pretty sunshiny areas too, depending on a couple different factors, but generally I like these dark, gloomy areas. Maybe I'm more goth and emo than I know. I don't know, but so Raven Hill area. Nice guillotine there going on. And we're actually going to take the flight point. We're not going to take those quests yet because this is not the main town in this area. We have a slight run if we want to go to the main town of the area. The fun one used to be when you came into Duskwood as a paladin, because paladin, well, they do holy damage, and I mean priests do too, but most priests you're going to be going shadow priest for a DPS type solution. But as a paladin, you came in with holy damage, swinging swords and stuff, and when different damage types counted differently, back when they would anything that did holy was absolutely a beast in this area. So it was fun just blazing through with a holy sword, just kicking absolute butt. It was a good time. But nowadays, since everybody does everything the same, it doesn't really matter who you come through here with, but I still like the zone. You can definitely tell the graphics of the zone are pretty out of date compared to other areas, but that's one thing that kind of kills the immersion a little bit sometimes is You'll be doing more classic zones like this, and they kind of look old graphically and stuff. I like the blinking eyes in the trees, by the way. And then you go to one of the newer zones, and it's like a totally different game almost because the graphics are so much nicer looking. Every random once in a while, they try to go back and do some refresh on some of the lower or the previous expansion areas and stuff, but especially this vanilla, I guess you could say, area. So they do add a little bit of polish occasionally, but they don't do it that much. So, matter of fact, they sometimes leave really obvious bugs in previous expansions and just don't care. Like the werewolf we met earlier. It's like the werewolf starting area, the Worgen. Their starting area has been rather broken for quite a long time now. So. Or I should say, it has a couple of bugs in it where you can break it and make it so your character basically can't progress. And they really, to my knowledge, haven't fixed it yet. At least last time I played, they hadn't fixed it. Oh, it's right, Valentine's Day, so they have those guys sitting around. For the quest line. But with this new starting zone that they have now, everybody can start like in the same basic beginning quest chain or whatever you want to call it. So I guess that was their solution to broken races starting areas. Or something like that. Here, before we do anything else, let's take this, let's bind our Hearthstone to this inn quick.
King's honor, friend. Light bless you.
Bound. Yeah, these are Draenor. I like Draenor. Alien goat chicks, can't go wrong with that.
Light be with you.
Pick up a couple of quests in here quick.
Go with honor, friend.
And yeah, we bound our stone, right? Yep. Okay.
Be careful.
Making sure I'm not going crazy. It's always a possibility. I don't think there's any quest givers up here. Nope. Yeah, they have decorations here too for Valentine's Day.
Well met.
Commander Althea Ebenlock.
See you around.
Yeah, you kind of start this area by killing a bunch of wolves, spiders, you know, creepy crawly things. And yeah, we don't talk to him yet. Okay. It's been long enough since I've played this area that I don't precisely remember where I'm going or what I'm doing. I somewhat do, but not entirely. Whee!
Well met. Light bless you.
Kill 7 Worgen. The funny part and kind of awkward part is before they made the Worgen or werewolves a playable race, this zone already had Worgen in their storyline or werewolves. So it made it kind of awkward because the new werewolves did not look like the Worgen that were in this zone. Which in a way was good because then you could kind of, you know, call them different. But they tried to tie in the storylines, albeit really poorly. So then they changed them to look just like the humanoid ones.
We are bound by a common enemy.
It's actually this guy's quest line that they changed so that it ties in a little bit better. At least in their opinion. In my opinion it doesn't, but what you're gonna do, I guess. So now we have this out here, okay. This is basically a lot of
What can I do for you?
running back and forth essentially.
Have a good one.
Collect letters from somebody, yay yay. Okay, alright, it is 4:15, so give me a second. I'm gonna mute my mic really quick and chug some pre-workout-y type stuff. You don't want to hear me glug 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 obviously, so give me 1 second here. Okay, I am back. Oh, that was a lot of liquid to chug really fast. I'm sorry in advance if I burp on stream. It's not generally an issue for me, but we'll find out. So one of our quests is take care of the spider. Kaboom. So we have that flash to tell you that Rampage is ready. That's what that basically means. It's another thing that wasn't there originally, they added after the fact. That was actually kind of nice. And every class has their own little graphic that pop around you to tell you that it's ready and stuff like that, so. Oh, I can make some herbal stuff. I already have a lot of healing stuff, but probably the most useful out of all of them, so. I think I have a cat playing at my door, so if you hear clunking or anything, that's the cat. I do have a lot of cats, so there's always one causing mischief somewhere. It's just how that works. Kaboom! Smack him in the head. Oh, we have our... It's kind of weird that it flashes, but then it disappears, even though you're still able to do it. So that part's kind of strange, but whatever. For the Rampage. Let us pick some herbs. Herbal picking, always a good time. I have to go in here and pick up some papers from by these tents. Oh, you think that's a good idea? I'm just recording. See what I mean? You can just kind of keep going and going and going, and don't have to worry too much about health. That's actually when Wrath of the Lich King, one of the reasons I like it when it came out is you got to play as a Death Knight class, which also I played that one as my main for quite a while too. And originally you had two DPS skill trees, damage per second, so you're damage based, and you had one tank class. And originally you had Unholy skill tree has always been one of their damage healing ones. And then originally Frost was the tank spec, and Blood was another damage per second spec. Which was awesome because Blood was really fun to play. The whole point of it was that you were basically a vampire. You did damage by depriving them of blood, and it also healed you at the same time. It was pretty epic. It was a really fun playstyle. Then WoW did what they do and ruined something good. They ruined a good idea. And they took it and they switched it around to where Frost was damage and Blood was tank, because they decided that, oh, well, you're getting health back, so we'll just make that what the Death Knight tank does. So instead of being somebody who can absorb a lot of damage in terms of like blocking stuff, they made him into somebody who just self-heals all the time, and so you have to keep up with the damage by self-healing, so it was very annoying, because I much preferred being a vampire Death Knight, essentially. Hello, potato that is crazy. How is the potato that is crazy? goes the spider. Okay, Wolfie Wolf. Smack that puppy. I will say that everything in WoW is easier when you're a hunter. But you can you get to tame pets as a hunter, and you can actually train your pet to go and fetch loot from bodies for you, so you don't even have to move. You just press a button, they go do it for you. Pretty slick. Squish that Spidey. You know, in Skyrim, your donkey would stay and fight with you. And then probably get eaten by a dragon or something. That's why, if you've noticed, I typically don't have horses in Skyrim, because they just get eaten anyway, so it's a waste of 1,000 gold at that point. Okay. Let's keep up our puppy spankage. I just saw the crunchy spider leg that I picked up, and I read leg as lag, and I'm like, what? I'm lagging? What? So tired I am, I tell ya. Once that pre-workout kicks in, that's not going to be an issue anymore. Trust me, I won't be tired. At least I won't be sleepy. I might still be tired, I suppose. But... we snow. Die, Wolfie, die. This is much nicer, being able to focus a little bit on actually fighting. We did a lot of running around and quest turning in and gathering for a bit there. I much rather fight things on stream. It's way more fun. Okay, yes. I was doubting myself whether I turned my mic back on or not after that little break. But apparently I did, so we're good. Boom. And surprisingly, the internet is actually behaving itself today. At least on my end. Hopefully it is on everybody else's end too, and you can see this okay, but... Oops, wrong button. I will say that is another benefit that druids have in this game, is since they can shapeshift into their travel form. You see there's load time for me when I mount up, but for druids there's no load time because it's an instant cast spell. It used to be if you wanted easy travel, being a mage was your best idea because you could teleport everywhere. But nowadays, honestly, druids is almost a better idea. You get very easy travel forms pretty early on, and then you still have a teleportation, sort of, to go back to moon, whatever it's called. Moon something. Boom, dead. There we go. Alright, those are all our quests that we had. Let's go back. Because we actually did the Hearthstone binding this time. Yay! Less running. That was the other thing. Hearthstones nowadays are down to, what is it? 30-minute cooldown still. Okay, never mind. I think they used to be more like an hour cooldown. I don't remember, honestly, but if you're part of a guild, you can actually knock that down to about 15 minutes with guild perks.
What can I do for you?
I haven't found a guild I actually liked in a very long time, though, so...
Training.
Oh, well, that's a problem.
King's honor, friend. For the
Let's sell
Alliance.
some junk, shall we?
Open for business.
Let me browse your goods. I actually want to put that on. Well, I have heirlooms for, like, everything else, pretty much. Like boots, gloves, bracers, things like that there are no heirlooms for, so... That's actually technically better than my heirloom. That's funny. Okay. Gloves are better. I haven't updated some of my side things in a while, apparently. Get rid of some of these things. That is technically barely better, but it is better, so... sell some of this stuff. Honestly, probably sell it shield because I don't think I'm going to spec into tank mode any day soon. Okay.
Go with
Now
honor,
we can hand
friend.
these quests and we can get the
Greetings.
that recipe. Although my cooking skill isn't high enough to do that recipe, but level 20. Yeah.
Careful.
Yeah. Let's see, can we cook anything? Roasted boar meat. Do some cooking. Cooking. Journeyman riding we can do now, which means we can ride faster, basically. Which is nice. You can do a battleground if you want. That's PvP. I don't typically do PvP in this game, though, so... Or most games, if we're honest. Let's see... 100 and 110. And 85, yeah, so we need to up our cooking skill a bit before we use any of those things, but... Alright, let's hand in our other ones. Did I forget to turn music back on? No, it's on, okay. Yeah, it is. Did it here now. There was just a lull, I
How
guess.
are you? See you later.
Search for another torn journal page. Okay.
Hey there.
And there's another bug. It didn't update that page even though I
Be
turned it
careful.
in. So I have to exit
Hello.
and go back in. Find the hermit. And kill 8
Safe
rotting
travels.
horrors. Alright. So yeah, little interface bugs like that still happen in WoW, unfortunately.
Well met. Light bless you.
Alrighty. I think everything else is out further with turn. Yes, okay. So let's go back to the inn so we can get rested XP. There we go, rested XP. Let's see, do I have a talent point to use? Not until 25. I have a PvP talent slot, but that's kind of pointless because I don't PvP, so ha! Hlah. So we are actually going to end our stream there today. Thank you everybody who popped in and said hi. Thank you Geeky again for that channel point redeem. We are not going to do a stream tonight because we did one now. So that's kind of what we're trying to do on Thursdays. I might actually, I was thinking about it, I might either change it to like early morning, like 8 a.m., 7 a.m., something like that Thursdays. Or I may actually change that to Wednesdays. I don't know. We'll see what I decide. I'm not getting that terribly much interaction or viewers at this time on Thursdays, so I don't want to kill my sleep for not many viewers. So I'm going to be playing around a little bit, see what times work best for this day. But yeah, we will see you next time. We don't really have many viewers, so we're not going to bother rating anybody. But yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in, and we will